Hi, hello, this is Giri, teaching 10th Mathematics, the chapter Trigonometry. Questions and solutions from exercise 11.1, and this is part 2 video. Look at question number 5. If 3 tan A is equal to 4, then find the values of sin A and cos A. I shall repeat. If 3 tan A is equal to 4, find the values of sin A and cos A. Here, if you observe the question, you can find tan A, sin A and cos A. How can you call these three? Good. Dear children, you can call sin A, cos A and tan A as trigonometrical ratios. Isn't it? Now sin A. What is the formula to find sin A? Just recollect. Sin A is equal to, very good, opposite side to angle A by hypotenuse. And what is cos A? Cos A is equal to adjacent side to A by hypotenuse. And what is tan A? Tan A is equal to opposite side to angle A by adjacent side to angle A. If you once you know all these three formulae, then you can find the solution. Good. Now look at the triangle. We have given a right triangle. Let us consider a right triangle where angle B is equal to 90 degrees. The angle at the vertex B is 90 degrees. Therefore, this triangle ABC is called right angle triangle. In this right angle triangle, AC is the side opposite to right angle, opposite to 90 degrees. Since this is the side opposite to 90 degrees, it is the longest side in the right triangle, and this is called as hypotenuse. In any right triangle, the side opposite to 90 degrees is called hypotenuse, and it is the longest side. Good. If AC is hypotenuse, then with respect to angle A, AB is just adjacent to it. Therefore, this AB is called the adjacent side to angle A. And with respect to this angle A, BC is the side opposite to angle A. Therefore, you can call this BC as opposite side to angle A. Is it clear now? Okay. Now let us go to the solution. Here it is given that 3 tan A is equal to 4. Here this 3 multiplies tan A. If we take this 3 to other side, then tan A is equal to 4 divided by 3. Tan A is equal to 4 by 3. Now let us write the formula for tan A. Tan A is equal to opposite side to A by adjacent side to angle A. Tan A is equal to opposite side to angle A by adjacent side to angle A. For this angle A, opposite side, if the opposite side is 4 units, then its adjacent side is 3 units, isn't it? The ratio between opposite side to A by adjacent side to A is 4 by 3. Therefore, if opposite side is 4 units, then adjacent side to A is 3 units. Therefore, for angle A opposite side, let BC is equal to 4, then AB is equal to 3. Clear? Now, let us find the hypotenuse. In this right triangle ABC, we know the two sides. We have to find hypotenuse. Since we know the two sides and we have to find the hypotenuse, we should go to the Pythagoras theorem. In triangle ABC, side square plus side square is equal to hypotenuse square. Side square means 3 square. AB square plus another side square BC square is equal to AC square. What is AB square? 3 square is 9 plus BC square. What is BC square? 4 square. 4 16 is equal to AC square. What is 9 plus 16? Good. AC square is equal to 25 and AC is equal to root 25. What is square root of 25? 5. Therefore, AC is equal to 5 units. Now, we found the value of AC, that is hypotenuse of this right triangle, which is equal to 5 units. We already have the adjacent side to angle A 3 units, and we know the opposite side to angle A, which is 4 units. Therefore, let us find sin A and cos A now. The formula to find sin A is opposite side to angle A by hypotenuse. Now, what is the side opposite to angle A? 4. By what is the length of the hypotenuse? 5. Therefore, the value of sin A is 4 by 5. And next, cos A. The formula to find cos A is adjacent side to angle A by hypotenuse. What is the length of adjacent side to A? 3 units. and the hypotenuse is 5. Therefore, cos A is 3 by 5. Is it clear? Sin A is equal to 4 by 5 and cos A is equal to 3 by 5. So that we found the required trigonometrical ratios sin A and cos A when you know the tan A value. Good. Now look at question number 6. Here is question number 6. In triangle ABC and triangle XYZ, if cos A is equal to cos X, then show that angle A is equal to angle X. I shall repeat. In triangle ABC and in triangle XYZ, it is given that cos A is equal to cos X. Then what to prove? We have to show that angle A is equal to angle X. Now here in this case, how many triangles we have given? We have given two triangles. One is triangle ABC and the second is triangle XYZ. Therefore, let us draw two triangles. One triangle is ABC. Yes, this is the first triangle. We named it as ABC. And we draw the second triangle and we named it as XYZ. Now it is given that cos A is equal to cos X. Cos A means consider the first triangle ABC. In this cos A means, what is the formula to find cos A? Adjacent side to angle A by hypotenuse. Cos A means here cos A adjacent side to angle A is AB and hypotenuse is AC. Therefore cos A is equal to AB by AC. Similarly cos X. Cos X means consider the second triangle XYZ. In this cos X means this angle. Formula cos X is equal to adjacent side to angle X, that is XY, by hypotenuse is XZ. Now let us look at the solution. Here in the solution it is given that from triangle ABC and in triangle XYZ, we know that cos A is equal to cos X. Let us find cos A and cos X values separately. From the first triangle ABC, cos A is equal to AB by AC. Cos A is equal to AB by AC. Similarly, from triangle XYZ, cos X, from this triangle XYZ, cos X is equal to adjacent side is XY by hypotenuse is XZ, XY by XZ. But it is given that both are equal, cos A is equal to cos X, isn't it? But given cos A is equal to cos X. Therefore, let us equate these two ratios. First ratio is AB by AC is equal to second ratio XY by XZ. These two are equal. Now, as these two ratios are equal, let us assume that this is equal to some value K. Okay, is it clear? Let AB by AC is equal to XY by XZ. This is also equal to K. If the two values are equal to K, let us equate each value to K. That is, if AB by AC is equal to K, then what is AB value? AB is equal to, here AC divides AB. If we take it to other side, it should multiply K. Therefore, AB is equal to K times of AC or K into AC. AB is equal to K into AC. Similarly, if we consider XY by XZ is equal to K, then XY is equal to K times of XZ. XY is equal to K into XZ. Is it clear? Now, by applying Pythagoras theorem to the first triangle ABC and to the second triangle ABC. Why we should apply Pythagoras theorem? Because we have the relation between AB, AC, XY and XZ. AB, AC, XY and XZ. Then what are the other two sides that are left? In triangle ABC, we have the relation between AB and AC, but there is no matter about BC. Therefore, let us find the value of BC in terms of these two sides. Similarly, in the second triangle, we have XY and XZ. We talk about XY and XZ, but we left YZ. Therefore, let us find the value of YZ in terms of these two. That's why, as you know, the two sides are one side and one hypotenuse. In order to find out the value of the third side, you should go for the Pythagoras theorem. By applying Pythagoras theorem to triangle ABC and to triangle XYZ, if you apply Pythagoras theorem to this, then BC square is equal to, side square is equal to hypotenuse square minus other side square. That is AC square minus AB square. Is it clear? BC square is equal to AC square minus AB square. AC square write as it is, minus AB square, but we know that AB is equal to K times of AC. Therefore, AB square means K square into AC square. Now, there are two terms here. One is AC square term and the second is minus K square into AC square term. Since AC square is common, you can take AC square common. AC square into 1 minus K square. This is BC square value. Similarly, let us apply Pythagoras theorem to the second triangle XYZ. If we apply Pythagoras theorem to the second triangle XYZ, this unknown side, that is YZ square, side square is equal to hypotenuse square minus other side square, that is XZ square minus XY square. XZ square is as it is minus XY. We know that XY is equal to K times of XZ. Therefore, XY square is equal to K square into XZ square. Now you take XZ square common. XZ square into 1 minus K square is the value of YZ square. Now let us find the ratio between these two. That is BC square by YZ square. That is, let us divide the first equation with second equation. If we divide the first equation with second, it means we have to divide the LHS of the first equation with the LHS of the second equation divided by RHS of the first equation divided by RHS of the second equation. That is BC square by YZ square is equal to AC square into 1 minus K square by XZ square into 1 minus K square. As 1 minus K square is common, you can cancel, so that AC square by XZ square will be remained. Now BC square by YZ square is equal to AC square by XZ square. As squares are there, you can remove by finding the square root on either side. Let us square root on either side. Then BC by YZ is equal to AC by XZ. Okay? BC by YZ is equal to AC by XZ. But we already know that AB by AC is equal to XY by XZ. So, AB by AC is equal to XY by XZ. Now, let us take this AC which is in denominator to other side. It may go to numerator. And XY is in numerator. Let us bring it to this side. It may come to denominator. That is, AB by XY is equal to AC by XZ. AB by XY is equal to AC by XZ. But we just got that AC by XZ is equal to BC by YZ, isn't it? Now, AB, AC and BC are the three sides of the triangle ABC. Okay? And XY, XZ and YZ are the three sides of the second triangle XYZ. Now, we got that AB by XY is equal to AC by XZ is equal to BC by YZ. That is, three sides of the first triangle are in the same ratio of the three sides of the second triangle. The ratio between the corresponding sides of the two triangles is equal. The ratio is same. Since all the three sides of the first triangle are in the same ratio of the second triangle, then you can say that both the triangles are similar, isn't it? Therefore, triangle ABC is similar to triangle XYZ. If two triangles are similar, then their corresponding angles are equal. That is, angle A. The corresponding angle to angle A in the second triangle is angle X. Therefore, angle A is equal to angle X. Now you see, triangle ABC is similar to triangle XYZ. If two triangles are similar, then their corresponding angles are equal. That is, angle A is equal to angle X. So that we proved this result. But it is look like somewhat confusing. You may please repeat or replay this video and try to understand question number 6 properly. Okay. Now let us look at question number 7. The question is, given cot theta is equal to 7 by 8, then evaluate the first bit 1 plus sin theta into 1 minus sin theta by 1 plus cos theta into 1 minus cos theta, and second bit 1 plus sin theta by cos theta. I shall repeat. Given cot theta is equal to 7 by 8, then evaluate 1 plus sin theta into 1 minus sin theta by 1 plus cos theta into 1 minus cos theta, and second bit 1 plus sin theta by cos theta. I have to find these two values. Okay. Now, again let us draw a right triangle ABC. ABC is a right triangle. in which angle B is equal to 90 degrees. And let angle A is equal to some theta. Now look at the first bit. First bit is 1 plus sin theta into 1 minus sin theta by 1 plus cos theta into 1 minus cos theta. If you observe the numerator is 1 plus sin theta into 1 minus sin theta, which is in the form of a plus b into a minus b. What is a plus b into a minus b? A square minus b square, that is 1 square minus sin square theta. But what is 1 square? 1 square is 1 only. Therefore, 1 plus sin theta into 1 minus sin theta is 1 minus sin square theta by denominator is also in the same form, a plus b into a minus b. A plus b means 1 plus cos theta into 1 minus cos theta is a square minus b square, 1 square minus cos square theta. But we know that the first trigonometrical identity is sin square theta plus cos square theta is equal to 1. From this identity, how can you substitute 1 minus sin square theta? Here sin square theta plus cos square theta is equal to 1. If we take the sin square theta to other side, then cos square theta is equal to 1 plus sin square theta other side 1 minus sin square theta. Therefore, in the place of 1 minus sin square theta, you can write cos square theta. In the place of 1 minus sin square theta, we can write cos square theta divided by 1 minus cos square theta. Now, take this plus cos square theta to other side, then sin square theta is equal to 1 minus cos square theta. Therefore, in the place of 1 minus cos square theta, we wrote sin square theta. In the place of 1 minus sin square theta, we wrote cos square theta. This is nothing but cos square theta by sin square theta is nothing but cos theta by sin theta whole square. Cos theta by sin theta is cot theta whole square or cot square theta. What is cot theta value? Cot theta value is 7 by 8. Therefore, cot square theta means 7 by 8 whole square. That is 7 square by 8 square. 7 7s 49 by 8 8s are 64. Therefore, 1 plus sin theta into 1 minus sin theta by 1 plus cos theta into 1 minus cos theta value is 49 by 64. And let us find the value of the second bit now. 1 plus sin theta by cos theta. 1 plus sin theta by cos theta. In this case, there are two values, there are two terms in numerator, but there is only one term in denominator. Therefore, let us divide it into two fractions as 1 by cos theta plus sin theta by cos theta. 1 by cos theta, it is the inverse trigonometrical ratio of cos theta, which is secant theta. We know that sin theta by cos theta is tan theta. Therefore, 1 plus sin theta by cos theta is equal to secant theta plus tan theta. What is the formula to find cot theta? Cot theta is equal to adjacent side to theta by opposite side to theta. It is the inverse trigonometrical ratio to tan theta. Therefore, cot theta is adjacent side to theta by opposite side to theta. Now look at this diagram. For the angle theta, if the opposite side is 8 units, then adjacent side is 7 units. Or if adjacent side is 7 units, opposite side is 8 units. You may please note down. The adjacent side is 7 units and opposite side may be 8 units. Therefore, the adjacent side to theta is 7 units and opposite side to theta is 8 units. Then let us apply Pythagoras theorem. Let us find the value of hypotenuse. What the Pythagoras theorem states? Hypotenuse square is equal to side square plus side square. That is 7 square plus 8 square. 7 square, 7 7s 49 plus 8 8s are 64. What is 49 plus 64? 113. Hypotenuse square is equal to 113, then hypotenuse is equal to root over 113. Now let us find secant theta value and let us find tan theta value, and then we will add these two in order to get the value of second bit. Secant theta formula. Secant is the inverse trigonometrical ratio to cos. Therefore, since you know that cos theta is equal to adjacent side to theta by hypotenuse, secant theta is hypotenuse by adjacent side to theta. Hypotenuse value is root 113 by adjacent side to theta value is 7. Therefore, secant theta value is root over 113 by 7. And again tan theta. Formula to find tan theta is opposite side to theta by adjacent side to theta. For theta, Opposite side is 8 units and adjacent side is 7 units. Therefore, tan theta is equal to 8 by 7. Now, 1 plus sin theta by cos theta is equal to secant theta plus tan theta, which is equal to secant theta means root 113 by 7 plus tan theta means 8 by 7. Now, in order to add these two fractions, we have the same denominator. Therefore, the 7 itself is LCM. Simply add the numerators 8 plus root 15. Therefore, the value of the second bit is 8 plus root 113 by 7. Now, next question number 8. Question number 8 is, in a right triangle ABC, angle B is equal to 90 degrees. If tan A is equal to root 3, then find sin A cos C plus cos A sin C, cos A cos C minus sin A sin C. I shall repeat. In a right angle triangle ABC, if angle B is equal to 90 degrees, and if tan A is equal to root 3, then find the values of first bit sin A cos C plus cos A sin C, and second bit cos A cos C minus sin A sin C. Now, in order to solve this, let us look at the solution now. Given tan A is equal to root 3, you observe the trigonometrical ratio table for particular values. We know that this root 3 in tan rho is equal to tan 60 degrees. I shall show the table once, you just observe. Isn't it? Good. In tan rho at 60 degrees, we got root 3. Therefore, tan 60 is equal to root 3. Tan A is equal to root 3. This is equal to tan 60. That is tan A is equal to tan 60. So, A is equal to how much? A is equal to 60 degrees. Now, in this triangle ABC, we got angle A is equal to 60 degrees. Now, it is given that angle B is equal to 90 degrees. Then, let us find angle C value. We know that the sum of the three angles in any triangle is good, 180 degrees. Angle A 60, angle B 90. If you add these two, you will get 150. Now, what is to be added to 150 to make 180? Good, 30 degrees. Therefore, angle C should be 30 degrees. Okay. Now, we got all the three angles, angle A, angle B and angle C. Now, look at the first bit, sin A cos C plus cos A sin C. Substitute A value 60 degrees and substitute C value 30 degrees. So that this question may become sin 60 degrees cos 30 degrees plus cos 60 degrees sin 30 degrees. Isn't it? Sin A cos C plus cos A sin C. In the place of A, substitute 60 degrees and in the place of C, substitute 30 degrees. Sin 60 degrees cos 30 degrees plus cos 60 degrees sin 30 degrees. Again, from the table, I shall show the table once. From this, you may find cos 60 degrees, sin 60 degrees, cos 30 degrees, cos 60 degrees and sin 30 degrees values. Sin 60 degrees root 3 by 2 into cos 30 degrees is also root 3 by 2 plus cos 60 degrees is 1 by 2 into sin 30 degrees is also 1 by 2. Root 3 by 2 into root 3 by 2. The product of two fractions. It is nothing but the product of the numerators by the product of the denominators. Root 3 into root 3 is 3 by 2 into 2 is 4, 3 by 4 plus 1 into 1 is 1 by 2 into 2 is 4. 3 by 4 plus 1 by 4. Now LCM is 4 only. Then the sum of the numerators 3 plus 1. 3 plus 1 is also 4. Therefore, it is 4 by 4 whose value is 1. Therefore, the value of the first bit is 1. Now look at the second bit. Cos A cos C minus sin A sin C. Again substitute A is equal to 60 degrees and C is equal to 30 degrees. Then this question may become cos 60 degrees cos 30 degrees. Cos 60 degrees cos 30 degrees minus sin A sin C means sin 60 degrees into sin 30 degrees. Substitute the values now again from the table. Cos 60 degrees is 1 by 2 into cos 30 is root 3 by 2 minus sin 60 degrees is root 3 by 2 into sin 30 degrees is 1 by 2. Isn't it? Now 1 by 2 into root 3 by 2. 1 into root 3 is root 3 by 2 into 2 is 4, root 3 by 4 minus root 3 into 1 is root 3 by 2 into 2 is 4. If we observe root 3 by 4 minus root 3 by 4. Now subtraction of a value from the same. If you separate x from x, or if you separate 10 from 10, if you separate y from y, you will get 0. Isn't it? You have to subtract root 3 by 4 from root 3 by 4 only. Therefore, this value is 0 straight away. So that we solved all 8 questions from exercise 11.1. The video links of Introduction to Trigonometry and exercise 11.1 part 1 are kept in description. You can click them and you can watch the videos to revise the chapter. Thank you one and all.